wouldn't be playing the Neon, especially after the nerfs. It's not something that Gen G was really a big fan of last year. They picked it up during the offseason, but Neon nerfs come through, so we believe Neon is still better on Fracture. We should be able to overcome them. We'll see what the game plan is, as Gen G will actually be starting on the attack.
Yeah, so far a little bit split all throughout, but also, I mean, this is a map where you definitely want to have a lot of that early A main pressure again. I mean, especially with, you know, some of the smokes that you can throw off, and there it instantly is, to allow Monyet to kind of creep in further through.
All right, off the bat, we're seeing those cross-map recons come in. That Silva becoming more and more popular ever since EG popularized it 2 years ago. It's a good hit onto Yeoman, trying to go for a chase, but instantly the pinch. RQ knows they have to push out. They need to isolate these fights, and Monyet's going to slide out. He doesn't see that, but he's able to do an absolute 180. That's 2 kills to 1 in favor of RQ.
Just to swing back, right? But Texture does find that trade and also already into the site, so everything's already smoked off, and now you're getting the spike planted in for a main. You're going to have to hold further back, but your players are down a little bit low. Texture has to hit the good first shot. He does, but Monyet instantly trades. Now Munchkin, Karen needing to kind of fall back. I mean, where are you going to go? The side's not quite safe, and on the other side, Jemkin is marking out from defender spawn as well. So hearing the footsteps inside of A main, Munchkin's trying to hold, trying to play around it. The smoke comes up in time, and that's when Xfero peeks out. Jemkin from the back. It's the incendiary as well onto the spike, working against them a little bit, but still nonetheless, RRQ picks up the kills.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, Karon just trying to buy time, trying to make sure the double coming in from A main, not able to get onto the site, nor the spike, but alas, he gets picked off through the smoke as it comes down. Munchkin and Karen didn't really have many options, right? They didn't really have any other info about the other parts of the site or the defender spawn. So Munchkin holding that close angle, I don't think you can really fault him. It's the only thing he had going. He just wasn't able to get that one-shot kill with the right click. Texture with a clean shot, but I love that Cushy also goes out. He already only has 5 HP. He says, I'll be the scout. Then you get the trade, and RRQ, the fast push out with Monyet as the battle cries come out, is successful in the pistol. We're seeing Sharer spot up from Gen G and some half armors as well. See if that maybe bites them even going into their bye round next round.
So far, though, at least, I mean, maybe a bit of damage. Gen G has been known to make those things happen before, but right now, just kind of splitting themselves across again, right? More respect towards that A main pressure, but this time, you're looking at RQ kind of having those defenses up, set up towards B.
Okay, yeah, so you recognize it's the judge. I love that they're trying to get this information because they go for the ult orb as well. They recognize it's a judge up in heaven. Either you go in with util or you just don't go there at all. Just keep him tied up there. That's one person you don't have to worry about. And Gen G, they do want to group up. So what's the answer towards this killjoy? You can't nullify any of the util, but it looks like it's going to be a trap play to force him into uncomfortable positions. Lineups at the ready. You've got both the Silva and the Breach over by Arcade as well.
Trying to set it up at least,
right
but
here.
RQ will respond in kind. Smokes just to delay a little bit further as well.
Jemkin has to play this so well. Xfero just going to be able to hold onto Heaven alone. He goes for the spray. He gets 2. He's ready for the 3rd. Trying to bounce back and forth. Eventually gets taken down by Foxy9.
Just to kind of flood on through, right? Nanostorm's on the site as well, so just to make things a little bit more difficult. But onto the judge now, Xfero onside, able to fight back. Munchkin gunned down, and RQ makes it relatively safe enough. Estrella does pick up the Spectre.
Yeah, so all weapons carried over for RRQ. Not too much damage done. Gen G, 3 members with half armor, so they will be starting a little bit weak on their bye round. I love that Jemkin tries to be heads up, but eventually still gets traded down. But it's a good wraparound from RQ as well.
Yeah, still able to kind of swing back into the site just for that retake against Gen G, who were able to deal with the judge a little bit. But that's it, down into the next round. That judge does carry on over. This time it's in the hands of Monyet.
Yeah, and I was wondering if maybe we see an outlaw, but that's not going to be the case here, as RQ choosing to just go for these fights, given the nature of Fracture. So we see that Vandal being bought up to match the firepower. That's 3 rifles, a Vandal, and 2 Bulldogs against, of course, all 5 Vandals and Phantoms for Gen G. Gen G, I mean, they recognize it's a bonus round. We don't know what kind of crazy they'll do with the Neon. Let's just hold, and then we can go for our set play, because hopefully they should be split in their default setups.
Pretty much still doing that, but with time passed, right, you're not seeing anything from the Neon on anyone else. So this is where you're starting to wonder, what are you going to do truly? Thinking about where this Neon possibly could be, or maybe even the judge again.
It's an interesting setup from RRQ because you're actually just giving up all 4 lanes. You're literally only hoping to stop them on the site and get those kills. And if it doesn't work out, I mean, it could be disastrous. But if it does work out, chaos ensues, and you at least do a ton of damage, right? Maybe you're just dropping 3-4 weapons. The spike maybe doesn't really get planted. They just have to finish off the fights, things like that. So we'll see how it pans out. Already only 30 seconds. That's the Molly. Lots of time bought. Still another smoke as well.
A little bit of a gap through the Molly, so still Texture being able to slip on through, but the fault line does connect. Estrella able to take down Texture. Then the judge gets spotted. Monyet goes in on the offensive, able to trade that for a bit of a rifle as well, but onto the side, Jemkin will fall. Monyet runs out of ammo, sends the relay as he spots out another player. The spike gets planted down just in time, and Monyet picks up yet another Vandal for that collapse onto Munchkin. RRQ, being able to chip down all that time, will be able to pick up the bonus round.
A really well intricately set up, basically site trap play. RRQ says you come to A, we got the nanoswarms to alarm bot, and we got 2 people high-low setup. You come to B, we've got a fault line that's able to cover the diagonal across the site. We're holding close with a Spectre and a Molly, and then we have a judge up in heaven. So no matter where you come from, no matter what the set execute is, it's just going to be we pick up the first entry, and then we take you out one by upgrading our weapons. And Monyet, a great decision to slide out there, and it works out for the bonus.
Just so incredible. And now it's everything being upgraded up. Gen.G, a little bit desperate. It's down to the Sheriffs and the Guardian on the side of Texture. Still looking for some kind of an opening into the sites.
Now these are the rounds you have to watch out for Gen.G. Pilsky mentioned on the desk, it's still the same core 3 members. They're all so good with those one-tap weapons. And you can see RQ giving that respect. The high-low doubled up, making sure you don't get both taken out instantly. We'll see if it pays off, as we do see Foxy9 creeping up over Dish, trying to gain some attention.
Still being able to hold effectively, right? But kind of walks into the setup, so nonetheless gets eliminated.
Oh, yeah, and that allows Monyet to go for the foul. Oh, a nice pick, and this is what we were talking about. You gotta watch out. You gotta respect him.
Just because it's Texture. Such a quick reaction. But now RRQ with the information, still able to kind of hide back and hold as well. Cushy kind of lines up the sidelines and gets at least one. Estrella coming back into support as well, and that's the Sky Smoke just to block off Gen.G while Xfero moves into place.
Opening the door, just forcing RQ to now have to look at multiple angles. They will, in fact, go into Sands, but already Crosshairs trained, and Yo-Man, he gets spotted. Estrella is going to jiggle back and forth. You still have the high-low. Yeah, Estrella doesn't have to greed for this. You can trust in Jemkin, and they spot him right away. Estrella actually getting both, now only one away from his Rolling Thunder.
That's tremendous value being found as well. So it all kind of pays out. And now economy's starting to hurt a little bit more for Gen.G, just buying up all of those light shields.
I mean, just knowing that it's just a Killjoy peeking up first, it's an eco. The immediate rotation was good. Yeah, Texture, he's still got it. He's still the same Texture, so you got to give that respect. But it's a very, very quick fill into the site from the rest of RQ to be able to block that off. Munchkin does have his Rolling Thunder, though. He was only 2 away in that last round. Fills it up. And now we'll see if they use it right away for a set play. B-Main already cleared.
Yeah, pushed out alongside the relay bolt, so a little bit expensive, but still is a lot of information. Baiting out that Rolling Thunder now, but inside of the site, Estrella kind of goes for the track, not quite connecting onto it. Jemkin will fall alongside him.
Oh, not being able to snipe him out. Meanwhile, Munchkin, he's ahead of him. Monyet doesn't expect him to still be watching the flank from out far. Still 2 members alive, but it's looking like it's going to be a tough position as Gen.G has 4. Texture only down to 18 HP, but he pushes out. He's a scout, but Xfero gets both Texture and Foxy9. Suddenly, a retake, seemingly possible. Yo-Man takes damage from the shock dart. He peeks ahead. Ooh, he's trying to displace the crosshairs. Charon, good for that trade. Xfero needs to take the 1v1s. Where does he take him? He gets close, but it's just too frantic. And Charon, as patient as always, will be able to get their first win for Gen.G.
Yeah, just kind of panicking and sprinting straight into the side, teammate falling off to the sidelines, and at that point, you're just kind of running against time straight into it with the Phantom.
Xfero does get some nice kills here, but as you mentioned, the time, the space, all the positioning starts to get dicey, and we see a little bit of that panic mode come in. Meanwhile, Charon, just as sturdy as he always has been ever since he debuted just last year. Now the Rolling Thunder available for Estrella, but we do have some power ultimates 1 point away from Gen.G, so they should be working those orbs. It's going to be that arcade orb right away.
Being able to...
Ooh, a fast take.
Set up for more value. Boombot will get spotted out, so Xfero kind of anticipating some kind of push out now coming through. Additional support from Cushy, but the flashes come out. It just throws it off just a bit, but still being able to drag that crosshair across. Yeoman will be able to strike back against Bonyet, though. Now trying to get a bit of timing into her spawn, but no, strikes back.
And Foxy9, he was just waiting for information. He was waiting for the lineups, but none of it. The calls don't come through. It's just silence on the other side. And now all alone, 1v3. And honestly, this could be where he shines. He loves to do it. He's talked about it even in some of those Gen G vlogs that, you know, they come fight me. I love that. But with the positions they have,